So you've had an absolute shocker, a stinker, a show of a performance. What happens next? Well, usually it's frustration, the self-doubt creeping in, and the fear that maybe you're not as good as you thought you were. You replay every mistake in your head, and suddenly it feels like the next game is already lost before it even starts. Your confidence is at rock bottom, and this one howler ends up being the ignition point for a blast of terrible performances in the coming weeks. But it doesn't have to be this way. In this video, I'm going to share a simple but incredibly powerful technique that I use with pro athletes, one that helps them detach instantly from a poor performance and walk into their next game with unshakable confidence. So let's get started. Look, as an athlete, bad performances are inevitable. No matter how talented, disciplined, or experienced you are, they will happen at some point. Maybe it's the pressure of the moment, the conditions on the day, or worst of all, no clear reason at all. You wake up, you prepare as usual, but for some reason, you just don't show up when it counts. This is actually lesson 36 from my free guide, Winning Thoughts. So if you want 49 other lessons that will help you become a peak performer, then check out the link below. Anyway, no matter if there is or isn't an obvious reason for a bad performance, here's where most athletes fall into a trap. They take it to heart. They start replaying that bad pass, that missed chance, or that error over and over. It's like carrying a heavy bag after a hike. You're exhausted, but instead of dropping it, you strap it on even tighter and keep on going. The weight of those mistakes starts pulling your confidence way down. The problem isn't the bad performance itself. It's the attention that you give to it afterwards. You let it get in your head, questioning your abilities, your preparation, and even your place in the sport. And by the time the next game comes around, you're not focused on performing. You're focused on not making another mistake. And we all know where that leads to. Even more mistakes. But there is a way out, a way to drop the baggage and get back to playing with freedom and confidence. And what is this? Well, it's a secret weapon I use with athletes to bounce back. It's called career highlights. The idea is simple but powerful. Take some time to sit down and write out, or even better, create a video compilation of your top 5 plays or moments in your career. These are the moments where you absolutely nailed it. The clutch goal, the perfect pass, the big save, the moment where you felt unstoppable. And before your next performance, revisit these highlights. Watch the clips if you have them, or relive them through visualization. Close your eyes and replay these moments in as much detail as you can. The sounds, the crowd, the feeling of executing skills perfectly. So why does this work? Well, because it reminds you of one critical truth. You've done it before and you can do it again. And here's where it gets interesting. When you recall a memory, your brain doesn't distinguish much between something that happened yesterday and something that happened years ago, because long-term memory doesn't come fully time-stamped. It's like picking up a book off the shelf. It doesn't matter if the book was published last year or 100 years ago. When you start reading it, the images it describes floods into your mind, and your present mind becomes fully focused on what is written on the pages. You're bringing it into your short-term memory, which is the here and now. This means that when you focus on a positive memory, like that game-winning play or the time you dominated on the field, your brain treats it as if it's happening right now. The emotions tied to that memory, the confidence, the pride, and the excitement, they flood back, giving you a real-time boost. Now let's compare this to the impact of focusing on a bad performance. When you replay a poor performance in your mind, you're also bringing it back into your short-term memory. But the emotions tied to it are negative. Frustration, self-doubt, embarrassment. That emotional residue sticks with you, making it harder to let go and move on. It's like watching a highlight reel of all your mistakes. Instead of reminding yourself of what you can do, you start to believe that you can't do it. That constant replaying of mistakes creates a downward spiral, draining your confidence and focus for the next game. On the other hand, focusing on your best highlights shifts everything. You replace the negative self-critical tape with a positive, empowering one. This practice does more than just remind you of your abilities. It actively shifts your focus. For example, a tennis player who's feeling down after a match can watch a clip of their best rally ever, or a basketball player can replay the moment they hit the buzzer beater to win the game. These moments are proof of what you're actually capable of. By reliving your best performances, you're not just remembering the past, you're setting the stage for future success. And this is exactly how you walk into the next game with sky-high confidence, ready to prove yourself and everyone else what you can actually do. Okay, so let's now get super practical and run through the specific steps of using this tool to bounce back after a bad performance. Step 1 is to identify your top 5 career highlights. First, take some time to reflect on your whole athletic career. This can include big moments, key plays, or even entire performances where you just felt at the top of your game. Think about those moments where you felt unstoppable. And here's a key tip. These highlights can actually be from any time in your career, recent or years and years ago. I ran through this with one of my one-to-one coaching clients recently, and despite the fact that he's in his mid-20s, one of his highlights that he put down was something from when he was 15 years old. So don't limit yourself to what happened in the last month or so. The key is choosing the moments that make you feel proud and confident, irrespective of when they happen. And then step 2 is either write them down or create a compilation video. So once you've identified your top 5 moments, write them down. Be specific. Don't just write, I scored a goal. Describe the moment in detail, the time of the game, the situation, how you felt, and what made it so special. Write your literal movie script that you'd want to hand to a director so he can shoot a Hollywood movie on this. Alternatively, if you have footage of these highlights, create a highlight reel. Compile these clips into a quick video that you can easily access anytime. You've probably already watched the top 5 plays or career moments of your favorite athletes before, so think about creating this for yourself so that you can get hyped up every time you watch it back. And then step 3 is relive these moments before your next performance. So after you've had a bad performance, you must make sure that before the next one, you spend 5 to 10 minutes either to watch your highlight reel or visualize and fully relive these moments. So find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed, close your eyes and replay the highlights in as much detail as possible. Picture yourself performing with pure confidence, feeling unstoppable, and pay attention to the emotions that you experience during each moment. The pride, the excitement, the focus. And if you have the video of these clips, watch it and really immerse yourself in the feeling of executing at a high level. Focus on how effortless it felt, how sharp your body was moving, and the joy of performing at your absolute best. You want this step to really energize you and to make you feel ready to repeat these amazing moments. And it's a simple reminder that you can, because what you're doing is just reliving the past of things that actually happened. You're not imagining or visualizing things that you've never ever done before. All you're doing is revisiting the past, things that are part of your truth as an athlete, that you can execute certain plays to an exceptional standard, or that you can come through clutch in the most pressurized moments. You're just remembering and pulling someone back out who's already inside you. It might just be the case that they've been hiding for a while, but they are still there, and it's your job to encourage them back out by reliving these amazing moments. And as the last step, take a moment to sit with these positive emotions that have surfaced. After you finish reliving these moments, just notice how your body and mind feel, because what you're doing here is priming yourself with positive emotions, things like confidence, pride, focus, and bringing them back into the present moment. And naturally, this will flood your mind with a sense of belief and capability. You will feel looser and less tense in your body. You'll feel lighter and just ready to go out there and execute to a high standard. If you just spend 2 to 3 minutes sitting with these sensations, when you then go to step onto the field, court, or track, you'll no longer be focused on what went wrong last time. You'll be anchored in the memory of your biggest successes. Honestly, the mind is an incredibly powerful tool, and how well you perform after a bad performance is the result of how you use this tool to best prepare yourself. And to become a true master of mental preparation, then you should also watch this video next.